What's up, guys? I'm Williams. Meet day.
Let's go,
and your boy's ready. This meat is from.
We got something to do. We got to do something bigger than this. Let's go. Let's get it.
What's up, guys? Marcellus Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, Educational Health, Fitness, Social Wellbeing. Today is Sunday, and it is my tertiary squat and secondary pull day. We are approaching the end of week 1 of this current block, which is going to be the highest exertion block of the prep. You guys saw last video, the highest exertion SBD day to finish off last block, and we worked up to about RP 8 on the squat and deadlift, and came in close to RP 9 on the bench. This time around, for this block, at the very end, we will be working up to our highest exertion of the preps, like RP 8.5 to 9 on the squat and deadlift, and like RP 9 to 9.5 on the bench press. And that day is going to give me a good idea of where my strength is at and what I'll be capable of doing on the platform at Raw Nationals in a little less than 5 weeks at this point. And I'm really excited, man. Like the past couple of weeks have been just really, really good. This first week so far has been really, really chilled. As far as squats, I just came in and hit the exact same load on squat that I did on week 1 last SBD day. So I came in and worked up to 485 pounds just because since it's only like, a 3-week difference, and since the goal is just to hit higher exertion at the end of this block, I don't need to necessarily hit more than that leading up to the highest exertion day of this block. So I hit 485 pounds on squat, but very casual, very calm. I did do a little bit more on the bench press this time around. I did 341 pounds compared to the 330 that I did the previous block, and that's just because I was feeling so much better to where doing any less than 341 would have been heavily undershot, and I do want to still try to be as close to true to RPE on my primary days. On the secondary, tertiary days, it's more of a cap, so I'm going to keep a little bit under it. But on the primary day, I want to be as close to true as possible, so I did go a bit up on the bench press. And then deadlifts, just like the squat, I hit the exact same load that I did week 1 of last block, so 551 pounds, and everything felt really good. Low hype, super calm, just intentional, being super, super intentional. And that's something that I'll be talking to you guys about in a future video when I talk to you about different things you can do to make your training more consistent, because if you make your training more consistent, it's going to be more predictable, and that's just important for a lot of obvious reasons. But I'll be doing a video in the future kind of breaking down the different variables that I look at for myself and clients to make training more consistent. But one of them for me is, simply like, knowing when it's time to try to seek objective load progression versus when it's not. So in this case, with the week 1, it's just kind of coming in, taking what's there, letting the numbers be very similar to week 1 of last block, and then pushing towards the end when it's time to. And I'm excited, man. Like, my coach Brad sent an email out to me and all of his lifters who are doing nationals just about the importance of intentionality, treating every warm-up top set back down the same, being as in control of our variables as what we can be leading up to nationals, so that we can be ready to execute the game plan. And that just kind of lit a fire in me, so I'm really happy and excited about that. And I'm just excited about a lot of things coming up. For those of you who don't know, if you don't follow your boy on Instagram, which you should be, especially if you want to see like training on a daily basis. Also, these videos, I'm really focused on the SBD days, and I'll show you different training days throughout. But I post my training like every single day on my Instagram for those of you who are interested in seeing that. But yeah, I'm excited because 1, I already have my next meet in mind for after nationals. I'll be competing November 5th at the Corrupted Strength Classic, the first official Corrupted Strength Classic, and your boy will be going back up to, well, I say going back up, it'll technically be my 82.5 kg debut, since I have done 83 kg meets. That's what I did the past couple meets before going back down to the new weight classes and doing 75 kg for nationals. So I'm excited to be doing that meet because 1, I'll get to eat into it. I know I feel stronger when I'm like in that mid 170 and above range, and this time I actually plan to try to get as close to the actual top of the weight class as possible, so close to that 180, 181 mark. And I'm excited because no matter how well I do at nationals or like at this weight class, 75 kg, I know I'm going to blow the total out the water a few months later in November. So what I do at nationals is not only exciting for the sake of nationals itself, but because it'll be my baseline to build off of going into the Corrupted Strength class. So I'm excited about that. I'm also excited that in September, my coach, Brad Couillard, one of his clients and also well-known coach Sean Noriega, Steve Denovi, and myself, the 3 of us will be hosting a seminar out of Corrupted Strength in September. And I'll give more information and details on that as we get more things finalized, but I'm excited about that. And I'm just excited to be at this point, man, where like a lot of things that a few years ago when I started like, the YouTube and the coaching and stuff like that, a lot of things that I was like, man, it'd be cool to do this or I want to do this. I'm now at this point where it's reality. I'm doing it. I'm hitting these goals. And even though some of them have taken time, I can just look back and see how the seeds being planted, the smart things I started with by the grace of God, have built to the point of where I'm at now with the coaching as a lifter, the seminars, just different things that I'm doing currently in this field, in this industry. So I'm very happy and excited about that. But yeah, like I said, tertiary squat and secondary pull day. So we just have, usually we have SSBs on this day, as you guys know, if you've been with the channel for a little bit, how my setup is. But now we've replaced those with just light percentage-based comp squats just to get some practice in and prime for my primary day squats. So I'm comp squatting 3 times a week right now, but today's super low exertion. Like my percentage is gonna be around like 60% or so for like a 3x3. Then we got pause deadlifts, which you guys know we've been doing. The first block of them we were doing like, you know, just working up to a top set of 3. And then last block we were doing like working up to a top set of 2, then repeating that weight for another set of 2. This time we're just working up to a single, and then I'm going to replicate that same weight for another single. So working up to a 2x1 on pause deadlifts, then belt squats. So a quick, easy workout. We're gonna get through it, and then I'll probably be taking you guys through tomorrow's workout, just easy quaternary bench day, close grip bench work with some accessories, and then I'll take you guys through my SBD session, which will be week 2 SBD, and that day will let me know what we're setting ourselves up for the final SBD session of this block the following week. But let's get into it. Alright guys, so squats felt really good. Just an easy 3x3 with 61% of my 1 rep max. And this day's not gonna get any heavier than probably about like 68-70%, just because there's no need for it to. It's not a day that's here for like high exertion stimulus. It's, like I said, just a day for practice, getting a groove for the movement, not feeling detrained when I go to my primary day. And it feels really good. It's honestly still a good sign, even though it's so light, that I can comp squat 3 times a week with no issues. Like at first when I get started and get under the bar, like the first couple ones, I feel a little bit a little beat up from the higher fatigue just from earlier in the week. But as I get moving, it feels really good. And there's a point in time where comp squatting 3 times a week just didn't feel good for me because my positioning wasn't as good. You know, my stance wasn't where it's at now. So it just like would just beat me up, even with super lightweight on this 3rd day. So it's really nice to know that I'm at this point where I can do this fairly comfortably. Because like I said, I was already doing the comp squats on this 3rd day last block. So it's already been a few weeks and it feels really good. Next we got 2 singles, pause deadlift. I have an RP5 and then I repeat the weight. Then next week will be like an RP5 for the first set, then RP6. And then the following week will be like RP6 and then repeat that again. So even the deadlifts on this day, just practice, just easy pause deadlifts for practice, getting into position. So that way we're not, you know, blowing our load too early essentially before the primary day. So we're gonna knock out these deadlifts, knock out these belt squats, and then I'll see y'all tomorrow. Alright guys, so it is obviously the next day. Like I said, today's nice easy day. Post grip bench, top set of 8, then 3 back down sets of 8, then some accessories, so I'll be taking y'all through that. The rest of yesterday's workout was good, man. Like, pause deads felt fine, good control off the floor, consistent pauses, strong drive through. I wasn't able to get like in the exact start position that I wanted to, just because I was pretty bloated from all the Mother's Day's eating. I probably should have had my belt like a little bit looser, but I'm trying to be consistent with the tightness that I have my belt on setting wise, just so I can be used to it no matter how bloated I am or I'm not. And it still felt good. Everything felt good as far as the RP. And the belt squats, we were chilling. What I've been doing is, as you guys know, for the longest time for this prep, I kept it static sets of 10 on belt squats on Saturday. My bad, Wednesday. I'm still using my priorities on Saturdays. On my primary Wednesdays, and then on the tertiary squat day on Sunday, I was keeping it static at 12s. Well, now for these last couple blocks, we brought the 10s down to 8s, so I haven't brought it down too much, just enough where I can still push intensity. And we brought the 12s on yesterday's workout down to 10s. And while I go super heavy and put the bands on my primary belt squat day, on the tertiary squat day, I'm just keeping on the lighter end, just getting in good volume with the 10s, just to sustain what I need for my squat and of course my deadlift as well. So yeah, we're about to get into these close grip 8s and see how everything goes. So I misspoke. I was so used to having a top set of 8, so I had the past couple of blocks. But we had a top set of 7, and then 3 back down sets of 8, and it felt good. Everything was casual. It's week 1, so RP6 work for the top set, then 12% drop for the back offs. Felt really, really good. What's funny is, what I found is very often, this day 4 close grip bench day sometimes feels a lot better than my day 3 bench day, which makes sense just because my day 3 bench day is after my secondary squat day, and it's just a matter of, I feel more beat up coming on the day 3 bench day from the secondary squat day than what I do coming in today from yesterday's workout, because yesterday's workout is, once again, super, super easy. But yeah, everything felt good, felt locked in. Y'all already know, man, just casual, but still intentional. Now we're gonna go ahead, now I got the accessory work, and then the next time I talk to you guys will be my SPD day. And it's only week 2, but considering the lows I think we're gonna be touching for week 2, it's gonna be pretty nice.
I can't have love for these hoes and crapping. Celebrate my entire day to heaven. I got more than one other nigga to heaven. Promises only one on them. Feel me, I am my run. I've been in the field too many times for it. Everywhere I sleep, I keep my skill. I need a long one. Police come in the cut, I had to walk out with my arms up. Had to be the pretty last minute, I put my palms up. Yeah, so I said, we're the setup I put on.
Alright guys, so SBD day is starting off very nicely. Y'all just saw me hit my top set, 507 pounds. And then my first back down, 4x3 with 419 pounds, and that's the heaviest I've ever done on a week 2. So we're definitely gonna be hitting some nice back downs next week with a PR set with probably like 430 or more, depending on how we're feeling. And I'm very happy with how that 507 moved. Like I said, even though I started with the same weight week 1 as last block, I was a little bit heavier today than what I was for week 2 of last block. Well, I think week 2 of last block I hit 501. Today I hit 507. Honestly, it felt better because like I'm at this point where I'm able to zone in and like really dial things in the way I need to without overhyping myself the way I do when I try to get really hyped for like my highest exertion, which will be next week. So I'm really happy with how that moved. Control was good, depth was on point, drive through was strong. Didn't feel like I really lost any positioning in my back or like my legs. So super happy with how things are moving. Back downs with 419, that's the easiest I've ever felt. So we're just gonna keep it going and see what we get up to. Alright guys, I don't have too much to say about bench. It moved really well. 358. It's 2.5 kg more than what I did on this week, last block, and it moved just as well, if not better. 2 count back downs felt effortless. So we're in a good groove so far. We're gonna see what we get up to on Des. Just take what's there, build that momentum for next week. That felt fantastic. Like, my positioning feels so consistent, so locked in. My hinge to the bar, game of slack out, setting my wedge, driving off the floor, just feeling super confident from the start all the way to lockout. I hit 578 on week 2 of last block. Today I hit 584, which is pretty much around where my second attempt will be. As I discussed a video or 2 ago in terms of the type of jumps that I'll still be making on deadlifts, and that felt good, man. Everything felt great today. Like, I felt strong on everything, and everything felt dialed in for the RPE. Like, squat and pulls felt around RP7, bench felt around that RP8 where I wanted to be, and honestly, like, I'm excited. Like, so long as I can stay on top of every variable that's within my control, obviously. Going into this upcoming week, next week should be fantastic. So we'll see what we get up into. Also, it'll be Charles' heaviest week next week too, so we'll definitely be, showcasing both of us here on the channel as far as that, because I'm excited to see what he's doing as well. But yeah, we're gonna knock out these belt squats, and then that's it. Alright guys, so that was 690 pounds for 3x8 plus the bands. That is another PR. Last week, I believe I did like 720 pounds for the first set 8, and then I dropped it down to like 630 for the second and third set. So today I was just in between those numbers for all 3 sets. So that was really good in terms of like a volume PR. And while I was doing that, they just finished announcing prime time spots, and man, I'm excited because, like I said, I already made the point that I wouldn't get in there based upon how they're kind of breaking it down. But the amount of my clients that are going to be in primetime sessions this year is wild. I'm so excited for it. Like, I'm excited for all my lifters in general, because it's going to be like 22 lifters in my doing nationals this year. But the fact that so many of them are in prime time is just really cool and really humbling to see, like, you know, the work that they're putting in, and of course me trying to be a part of that process, and to see it all come to fruition, to even be in prime time is awesome. And now we just got to go out there and execute. But yeah, that was just awesome way to end the day, to get through this fantastic session and then see so many lifters making prime time. So I'm super excited about that. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment down below, let me know what you did. If not, leave a comment down below, let me know what can be better. Like the video, share, subscribe, keep it simple, specific, scientific. I'll catch you guys later.